さあでは、まあ他にもねマップあるんですけど、もうこれ以上はもう何も出せないので、次行きましょう。
Okay, there are several other maps that exist in Endwalker, but again, I'm unable to show them to you right now, so let's move on.
もちろん、メインクエストがパッチ 6.0 最大のやっぱり、売りになります。
Of course, the new main scenario quest is going to be one of the biggest selling points, so to speak, for Endwalker.
まあじゃあざっとですね、主要登場人物のおさらいもやっておきましょう。メインクエストに伴って。
And speaking of main scenario, let's go ahead and do a brief recap of the key characters.
まずこちらサンクレットからですね。
First up is Thancred.
まあだいぶ成長してきましたね。FF14 を知る我々からしたらずいぶん成長しました。
Man, Thancred has come along a long way. Considering those who may know about him from the original Final Fantasy XIV, he has come a long way and he's grown.
あんなね、特技といえばナンパみたいな状態だったのが今やね、暁の最前線のね。
I mean, he was just, man, he was like a player, like the only good quality of him was just he's really great at picking up women, but to think that he has grown to be one of the leading forces within the Scions is just very impressive.
今回も非常にいい活躍してくれます。ご期待ください。
And this time is no exception. He's going to have his moment to shine, so I hope you get excited for that.
さあそして続いて、我らが暁のついにね魔女になりましたヤシトラでございます。
And of course, Yashtola, the mage in our Scions.
まあやっぱり世界のすべてをね探求するということを目的というかね、自分の生きる術にしているヤシトラなので、まあ、今回いろんな世界の真実に触れていく中でもちろんヤシトラも活躍してくれます。もう非常に難しいことを我々に優しく解説してくれる魔女でもあるので。
And of course, she has her thirst of knowledge, and she continues to learn and tries to pursue the truth behind various mysteries within this world. And she's wonderful because she explains these difficult concepts in such easy to grasp language. So she's also going to be a key player in the narrative.
もう全ての言語でみんなママとかマミーとか言ってますけど僕は一言も言ってないですからね。
ひどい目に遭います。
デスペアで焼かれますよそんな言ったら。
I see a lot of people commenting mama or mommy, and you know, I have never said that about her. I won't be responsible if Yashtola comes after you.
そして続いては、ウリエンジェです。ウリエンジェもちょっとやっぱ格別の思い入れがあって、まあ、Q14 で第7再編というシナリオをやっていく中でですね、急遽怪しい人が出現してシャウトする役として作られたキャラだったんですごい思い入れがありますここまで。
Next up is Urianger, and I, you know, he's grown on me too. Actually, with this guy, he was initially created for the original Final Fantasy XIV when we were bringing on the seventh calamity, and he was the person who was going to be going around shouting. And to think that he's grown so much now.
ウリエンジェに関してもね、格別の思い入れを持って調整僕がこだわった一つのポイントでもあるので、ぜひねウリエンジェの物語も見てあげていただけると嬉しいです。
And of course, with Urianger, I have put in a lot of heart into like reviewing and seeing his story play out, and so I hope people will be able to see that as you play through.
さあそして、ある意味14の、 プレイヤーの皆さんがね主役ではありますけど、物語上の NPC の主役という立ち位置ですかね、アルフィノになります。
Next, of course, he's sort of of course, the players. Players are the main protagonists in Final Fantasy XIV, but I think of the NPCs, I think he is one of the key protagonists here.
次のちょっと進めてもらって、アリゼもそうなんですけど、この2人皆さんと当然その出会う前シャーレアンで暮らしていたので、我々が知り合う前のアルフィノとかアリゼっていうのがシャーレアンでどういう人たちだったのかみたいな、周りからどう見られてたのかみたいなのも今回結構知れるようになってますんで、そのあたりもねキャラクターファンの方は、しっかりじっくり見ていただけると嬉しいです。
And we're looking at Alize as well, but these two, of course, they have been traveling together with the player or the protagonist. But before we had met them, they grew up in Charlian, old Charlian, and so you will get to see what kind of people they were or how they grew up, how they were perceived by their neighbors and the people around them throughout these stories. So if you are a fan of these two characters, I think this is another interesting point to be looking out for.
なんだろう、そういったその本当にこうなんていうんだろう、それをメインストーリーの必須にしてしまうと、本当それこそ終わらなくなるんでやっぱそういったエピソードはやっぱヒントトーク、そのメインストーリーの脇にいる NPC たちに話しかけた時に出てくるので、今回相当そこもこだわったからぜひねお見逃しなく、その時しか出てこないセリフが本当に多いので
進めちゃうとね。
はい。
But just wanted to point out that it won't be directly tied to the main scenario quest, so you won't naturally come into contact with some of this additional lore, so to speak, because if we were to make it mandatory, we wouldn't be able to get people through the main scenario. So it has been kind of implemented into the different hint talk, as we call it. Whenever we have the NPCs in the town, you approach them and they have different dialogue. So I do encourage you to seek them out because it is kind of limited. Some of these conversations only pop up when you go into that area in your first occurrence or something like that. So, and it's something that we were very particular about as well. So I hope people do seek those narrative elements out as well.
どうしてもね物語の先気になるとメインクエストのマークをねすぐクリックしに行きたくなるんですけど、一通り全部聞いてから行くっていう風に今回はあんま本当焦らずにじっくり進めてもらえると嬉しいです。
And I totally understand that when we're trying to get through the main scenario quest, we want to move forward, and you're chasing after where's the next quest marker going to be. So, but again, I would encourage if you want to get deeper into the lore, to talk to these different NPCs within the town, if possible. Just take your time. No need to rush through everything. So it would be great if you could see what kind of insight you can glean.
そして続いてこちら、グラハティアになります。
Next up is Grahatia.
グラハも他の賢人たちとはまた違ったその知識とか経験っていうのを持ってるので、それらが今回のその行月のフィナーレという世界の謎にさらに迫っていく物語でどう絡むのかと、あんまり言えないんで、ちょっと活躍は間違いなくしてきますんでぜひその辺注目してください。
And of course, with Grahatia, he is different from the other scions that have been with the adventure, and with Endwalker. He does tie into some of the story aspects of it and some of the mysteries that we want to unravel. Of course, I can't go into details, but him too, he is a key player in the narrative.
さあそして、続いては 一部ラスボス説まで流れているタタルでございます。タタルタルです。
Of course, next up is Tataru. Some people have rumored that she might be the final boss. Our lovely Tataru.
さあどうなりますか、もちろんタタルもね大活躍するんですが、もうね最後ねフッフッフって出てくる顔ね。
Yeah, we are curious to see this Lalafell, how she will be involved in the story. I don't know, she might have this ominous laugh as she kind of creeps up to you.
まあ、そういう姿勢ですね。こういう姿勢。
そうそうそうそう。
I mean, yeah, she does have this sort of determined look in her posture and her stance.
ゾディアークの核としてね、エリディブスが抜け落ちてたからさ、あそこにね、スッてはまっていく可能性もね、
恐ろしい。
I mean, with Elidibus, kind of falling out as the core of Zodiac, I don't know, potentially could she replace him? I don't know.
もうコメントで入るですって書いてある。面白い。
We have people in the comments, in Tataru's like voice writing, "Oh, I will go in."
さあ次行きましょう。
Okay, moving on.
そしてですね、クルル城、バルデシオン委員会の一員なので、当然そのシャーレアンに滞在するときにね、クルルが中心になっていろんなことが動いていくと思います。非常に今回重要な役割果たしてくれます。
Next up is Cryle. Of course, one of the students of Valdesion. Cryle is definitely a very important character, especially when you are in that old Charlian area.
あんまり語るとあれなんですけど、大変重要な役どころをいろいろこなしてくれますんで、ぜひねクルルの活躍にもご期待いただければと思います。
Of course, I can't divulge into the details, but again, she is also a very important character amongst our key players. So again, I look forward to her appearance as well.
言うてね、次に紹介するこのエスティニアンを暁に絡め取ったのはタタルとクルルですからね。確かに。
And I do want to emphasize, we're going to be talking about Estinian next, but it was Cryle and Tataru who kind of convinced him to join the Scions.
ある意味
で、も
う絡め取られるってすごいよね。
I mean, it's just amazing how she was just kind of entangling him into the Scions. It's quite a talent.
元青の竜騎士でイシュガルドを出奔したので、無職って言えば無職。
あ、なるほど。
暁って就職先なのかどうかっていうね。
So of course the former Azure Dragon, Dragoon, and he's I guess unemployed at this point. Is the Scions of the Seventh Dawn a job placement? Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
ソニーズヘックとともにですね、今回大活躍してくれます。彼の生き様っていうのも今回のストーリー上非常に重要なね役割を果たしますので、ぜひご注目ください。ファンも多いですしね。そうですね。
And of course, he will be joining the fray, and he will have his moment to shine as well. So, and I know there's a lot of fans of Estinian, so he's another very important character in the narrative as well.
はい、そして続いてはこちら、
出ました。
皆さんの自称親友、
そうですね。
ゼノスでございます。
Our self-proclaimed best friend of our protagonists, Zenos.
さあ、ゼノスに関してはもう何も語らないでおきましょう。刀を捨て、サイズを扱い、今回はリーパーとして、登場します。
I won't be going into details with this guy, but as you may remember, he has sort of let go of his katana sword and instead took up the scythe, and he will be appearing as a reaper.
勝手にフレンドリストに入ってるやつって面白いね。
I love the comments. Somebody mentioned Xenos had go ahead and friended himself without my acknowledgement.
さあ、そしてトレーラーにも登場しておりました、こちらの女性です。
And then next up, we saw her briefly in the trailer, Our Lady of the Light.
もう大変重要なキャラクターでございます。
And of course, she is also a very important character in the story.
I can imagine.
もうそもそもだってなんか胸元にね、マスク下げとるやんっていう。
Yeah, and if you look closely, like she has this mask hanging by her chest.
さあ、まあね、英語名レディー・オブ・ザ・ライトですから、ね。
名前がやばい。
名前がやばいよね。
Just this name seems to imply things. Gosh.
さあ、どういった形で光の戦士とね、交わっていくのかと、ぜひご注目ください。
But yeah, another point to be looking out for, what is her involvement with our Warriors of Light?
略称 LOL ちょっとひどいです。
あ、確かにね。
Oh no!
略称 LOL か。
Abbreviated, it's LOL.